Well, I want to actually tell you now that when the transiting of Saturn is taking place in an individual, it has got nothing to do with the Mahadasha. Now we are talking about transits. Transits means when the planet is transiting through a particular zodiac. Some of the zodiacs have a 7.5 year period of reflection, and some people have a 2.5 year period of reflection. That means some zodiacs are undergoing 7.5 year period, some zodiacs are undergoing a 2.5 year period. So people who are born in Libra, Scorpio and Sagittarius moon signs, please understand that reflect into your native charts and see where your moon signs are, and if your moon sign is in Libra, Scorpio and Sagittarius, you are under the influence of a 7.5 year period. Then Leo and Aries born are passing through the Saturn 2.5 year period. Those who have the moon sign in Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces are free from the ill effects of the 7.5 year period as well as from the 2.5 year period. Okay? Listen to my video carefully. I will repeat it. People born in Libra, Scorpio and Sagittarius, the moon signs, if they are there, are under the influence of 7.5 year period. The Leo and Aries are undergoing a 2.5 year period. And now it is not the zodiacs, it is only if your moon signs are placed in this particular zodiac. Now those who have their moon signs in Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Virgo, Capricorn, Aquarius and Pisces are free from the ill effects of 7.5 year period as well as from the 2.5 year period. Now if you are one of those who are going through the unfavorable transit of Saturn, you shouldn't worry about it. Just don't fear. Saturn is a functional benefic planet. My dear viewers, please don't fear. Saturn is a functional benefic planet, and if it is placed in a house which is amicable to it, you will have growth in your life. You will grow. But what is happening with fear is that you are not being able to actually digest the benefic effects that it can give. So you are apprehending the issues beforehand. Now I am quickly, very generically, and because I don't want you, because all these are very individualistic charts also, I don't want you all to completely get stuck to it. I just want you all to understand how it happens. Okay, this is for your knowledge, this is for your awareness. Now I am very quickly going to tell you that people whose ascendant, I am sure that you all know that how transiting Saturn in Scorpio, because in 2016-17 the Saturn is transiting in Scorpio, can influence all your 12 zodiac sign and ascendants. The time that you are born is known as an ascendant. Okay, so for Aries, for example, if you are one of those who are born in an Aries moon sign, that means if your moon sign is in Aries, simultaneously Saturn is not favorably placed in the birth chart. The transiting Saturn in Scorpio from November 2nd, 2014 to January 26, 2017 can create challenges at various levels: emotional, financial, professional, at various levels. So you need to be constructive. You need to be aware. Unexpected trouble. So if you're prepared, they say forewarned is forearmed. So if you are prepared, you can actually take care of your health. You can budget your finances and also keep your personal life in control. That means you have to be calm, you have to be patient, and you have to give a patient hearing and a patient listening to your own needs and to the needs of the other people. Keep in mind that prevention is better than cure. So I would just put it in a nutshell that for people who have their moon sign in Aries, they need to just keep these words of mine in their mind, prevention is better than cure. It is better not to take a risk then just take a risk impulsively. Do not rely on luck. Avoid all the dubious and risky activities in order to mitigate the horrifying effects. If you're impulsive, if you're going to listen to people, if you're going to take decisions without deliberating on them, then disaster is the result. But if you are preventing, then prevention is cure. So that's for you, Aries. Now we come to Taurus. Well, now Taurus, for people born in Taurus moon sign, or if their ascendant is in Taurus, so what happens to you guys is that Saturn is transiting in your 7th house of long-term relationship, marriage and independent business. This house shows your public image too. That means how are people going to perceive you. Not a good time for relationships though. So you have to completely comply with the relationships in a patience and calm manner and not jump to conclusions. Probably your partner is wanting to say something to you and it is not reaching you. So either you have to sit down with the partnership, get your things in order, either move on in life or rectify the bridges. So the relationships are going to give you trouble, but since you know the relationships are going to give you trouble, you pay attention to the relationships. So it says difference of opinions can rise. So why do the relationships break? They break because there is a difference of opinion. So you can calmly sit down and sort out your differences if you want the relationship to thrive, or you can probably communicate and say that it is not working, I do not want to get disillusioned, so you move on. So what is the lesson, what is the moral behind whatever I'm saying is that be honest, build trust and confidence in your relationship. If there is no trust and confidence in relationships, don't keep hanging on to it, just move on. And it becomes, reality comes in front of you, because Saturn, a planet again who is wanting discipline, determination and dedication, to follow these 3 things of Saturn, it's very important for you to be honest with yourself and to your partner. So for Gemini now. For Gemini we see that if you are born with a Gemini moon or with a Gemini ascendant, you are likely, actually you can consider yourself very, very lucky and very, very fortunate, as transiting Saturn in Scorpio is passing through your 6th house. Now what does 6th house bring? It fortunately makes the Saturn feel comfortable in this particular house. So it's time to make the most blessings that Saturn has to shower. You will progress in your business because you're concentrating and focusing on it. You will actually, there is growth in your career, and there is a lot of excitement in your personal life also, because chances are you may be blessed with the children that you're looking forward to. You may be blessed with a very good spouse, or you may have lovely business partnerships thriving and flourishing. So that's what the Saturn transiting with the moon Gemini does for you. Now we come to Cancer. Now with Saturn transiting in the 5th house of your birth chart, you are likely to experience mixed results, because your emotions are going to be completely either moving forwards or backwards. Understanding or understating what this knowledge that I am giving you is where you meet your Waterloo. Astrology is never about predictions. It's always about creating your own prophecies. So if you're going to just rubbish this away, then chances are that you may always be confused. If you can just take it in a much more rational way, then the difficulties towards the concerned issues, that is personal and life, will be much mitigated. So people who are not interested in occultism, or people who are not interested into knowing what is all about predictions, can actually be helped during this time, because the awareness of knowing that you can create your own prophecies actually will bring you bountiful in your personal and professional life. So now we come to Leo. We come to Cancer. कैंसर कर दिया ना. Oh, you were Cancer, na?
No, ma'am, but moon sign is Aries.
Moon sign, अच्छा then Aries.
Moon sign.
See, now that difference आ जाता है.
Correct.
Okay. Now we come to Leo. So a tough time from November 2nd, 2014 to January 26, 2017. Some of you may be already experiencing it. Because it's high time to come out of your comfort zone. Now since your moon sign is in Leo, what does it demand? It demands get out. Don't just be an introvert. You need to be an extrovert. You need to come out of your comfort zone and you need to explore new opportunities. If you don't explore and come out of the comfort zone, then that 7.5 year period becomes very, very bad, or the 2.5 year period becomes very, very bad for you. So just understanding that if your moon sign is in Leo, you need to push yourself to come out of the comfort zone. The Saturn in Scorpio is knocking your door to reward or punish your karma. Saturn is all about karmas. And for karma, for me, karma is whatever you sow, so shall you reap. So it comes and bites you at the back. So whatever things you've done previously, in whatever, I wouldn't talk about previous lives here, I would say this life. So introspect and see where the things have gone wrong, or whether your karma has been correct, you're rewarded. If your karma has been wrong, because the conscious knows what you have done. So if you can build your bridges or mend your ways during this time, then you suddenly start seeing that this 7.5 year period or 2.5 year period actually starts becoming bountiful for you. Well, my take on this is that you realize your karmas, you rectify those karmas, the good is bound to follow. So that was for Leo. Now for Virgo, you can enjoy the fruits of your hard work and intimidable skills that you possess. That means the awareness of your skills are projected, they are executed. So when they are executed, you will definitely enjoy the fruits of your hard labor during that transit of the during the transit of the Saturn in Scorpio. This is the time when things will work in your favor and you can expect elevation in your status and your position. You will become much comfortable than ever because finances improve, your status improves, and chances are you can correlate this transit with planetary periods. You can actually realize that yes, my Saturn period is going and I'm doing well. Basically, your seeds, the ones that you have sown, have come to fruition during this 7.5 or a 2.5 year period. So people who have their moon in Virgo signs can expect good results if the seeds that they had sown were fantastic. So now we come to Libra. A good time for you Librans, because the transiting Saturn in Scorpio for you is bound to bring in prosperity and success for you, but somehow you are unable to perform efficiently. Now why are you unable to perform efficiently? Because Saturn is a planet again of karma and it gives you a lot of discipline, and Librans hate discipline. They're an air sign, so they like to fit themselves anywhere. That becomes tough for them. Now since they cannot get up and do things and they are a little lazy and they procrastinate, obviously the results are not as good. But if you don't procrastinate and if you shake your lazy self up, you will see that you will perform much efficiently if you can overcome your indecisiveness. The success and opulence will follow. Remember now, Saturn transit in Scorpio started in November 2nd, 2014. It ends and goes into the other sign January 26th, 2017. So how does it affect Scorpio since it's in the Scorpio sign? Well, it's an adverse transit for Scorpions. Unexpected expenditures and financial losses can spoil your financial situation. Now see, Saturn is in your sign, it's testing you. And Scorpions are a little bit of a vagabonds. Okay, so all these things they are going to experience. Circumstances may force you to take loans. Circumstances will force you that you need to either pay off your debts because people would be hounding you, or you need to take some loan. Relation with at least one of your friends or a spouse can deteriorate. Now this is an okay period for your career and married life. I know it sounds depressing, but if you look from my point of view, it's not depressing if you take it wisely, because I feel that when you hit rock bottom, the only way is to come up. You can't go more down. So this basically is a result of what you've been doing or how you've been sowing your seeds in the previous years. So that is how Saturn has given you a realization that this has happened, and by the time the realization sets in, you started losing your money. But you can safeguard this. Now the people who have the moon and the Scorpio can safeguard it, can get up, restructure yourself, and soon you will see that while in January, like I'm saying in January, like if you can work towards restructuring from now to January, while the Saturn period is finishing from your side, the things will start becoming better again. So for Sagittarius, now Saturn in Scorpio is again an adverse transit. Unexpected expenditures happen, and you will see that there is a lack of peace, there is a lack of happiness, and the chances are you may have to change your residence also. Circumstances may force you that you need to either take extra loan and put it back. Now see, that's why I said this is all very generic that I am explaining to you. If you see, when I talk about Jupiter transit, it is bringing bountiful to all the zodiacs. But when I am taking Saturn transit, it is actually telling you to be cautious. It is actually telling you that please take care of your funds. The chances are you may have losses. Now, every individual has to correlate these planets. You have to understand that it is not that the Saturn 2.5 year period going during the time of the Jupiter all is going to, so see, creates a very confusing thing for an individual. It will also, because it is something like if you don't have a thorough knowledge of everything or knowing how to balance your chart, you can actually, it's like you cannot become a doctor just by reading books. You have to experience it, you have to learn it, you have to know what is what, then you become a proficient doctor. You can't become a homeopathic doctor also just by reading a book and saying, okay, I have a headache, I take this. Okay, I have a liver problem, I take this. Similarly, you can't say, okay, Jupiter is happening good to me because it is reflecting this way, and Saturn is doing bad to me because my moon sign is here. So do not, this is just a generic knowledge. So you need to understand that. Now, what does it do when it is passing through Capricorn, whose moon, when it is transiting in Scorpio, but the moon sign is in Capricorn? Well, it's a great transit. If your ascendant or moon sign is in Capricorn, surely the transiting of Saturn in Jupiter is going to be a boon for you. All your long-awaited wishes will be fulfilled. Success will be yours, whatever you undertake. Remember, Saturn is the lord of Capricorn, and if the moon sign is in Capricorn, obviously the father of the zodiac is going to give bountiful to the person, because Saturn from birth only makes a Capricorn a person who is vigilant, a person who is disciplined, a person who is determined, and Capricornians are very hard workers, like the mountain goat I said. So the rewards will also be plentiful, though they will have their own obstacles coming their way, but the resilience power will be much more powerful. So you are one of those lucky people who are born with Saturn on their side. If by chance you aren't passing through a favorable dasa, then Saturn won't be giving you encouraging results as it should be. Now this dasa, you have to again see an individual's chart, whether you're passing through a particular dasa and how that is reflecting, whether that Saturn planet is enemy or friendly to that particular planet. That is how probably you won't receive the bountifuls, but at the same time you will not go down in the dumps. So again, a little bit of concentration, a little bit of focus will help you know exactly, rather than fear Saturn. So now we have when the moon sign is in Aquarius. Now, after Capricorn, if the moon sign is in Aquarius, is again they should consider themselves very, very lucky, because if you are pursuing a career, or if you are pursuing something of social status, you are bound to reap the benefits. But these benefits are going to come as the Saturn is transiting from Scorpio into the next sign. But the 7.5-year period, it teaches you again how to take certain decisions. It teaches you how to be determined. It teaches you how to be dedicated. So obviously the results are going to be good before January 2017. A good amount of repetition and fame can be expected. But at the same time, for personal relationships, you need to be forewarned. You can't think that, okay, the personal relationship will suddenly resurrect and become good. You have to work towards it. Either it will become good, or probably you will move on. There are a few hiccups in your chart when the Saturn is transiting in Scorpio, but those hiccups can be overcome with a lot of fortitude, with a lot of determination, and obviously good results are expected. Now we come to Pisces. Tensions are bound to come, but the tensions will be in relations to your siblings and relations. Now this is when the moon is in the sign of Pisces, or the ascendant is in the sign of Pisces. There are obstructions that are going to come in your romance or education, or career may get disrupted, or education may become disrupted. But you must realize that if you are a good manager and you can manage your skills well, and you are confident of whatever you want to do in life, these obstructions or these obstacles will be quickly overcome. Or at least till January 2017, you will be able to realize that these are my obstacles, these are my obstructions, and this is how I have to overcome. So career and finance wise, it is not a bad transit, it is just a transit of awareness. Fear is something you should just eliminate from your dictionary, especially when you understand the benefits of Saturn transits.